Hey everybody, Joe Hearn here with Intentional Retirement. So here's a funny story. When I was in college, I rented my body to science so I could have enough money to buy groceries. There was a medical testing facility not far from my apartment, and they would pay me about $500 to check in over the weekend and let them test some new wonder drug on me. I didn't have much in those years, as you've probably already deduced, but I was happy. And after graduating, I was able to leverage my finance degree into a decent career. That meant no more weekends subjecting myself to Hunter S. Thompson-style pharmacological testing. I got married and moved into a nicer apartment. We eventually moved into a house and continued down the path of pursuing the American dream. Given that little bit of information, you'd think I would be happier now than I was 25 years ago, but that's not really the case. I'm happy for sure, but my level of happiness hasn't grown in tandem with my standard of living. I was happy then, and I'm happy now. Behavioral psychologists refer to this phenomenon as the hedonic treadmill. It's our tendency to quickly return to a relatively stable level of happiness despite changes to our standard of living. Basically, our expectations rise in tandem with our income, and the more we have, the more we think we need. Because we want to be happy, we somewhat predictably deal with the hedonic treadmill by constantly upgrading our stuff. We buy the new iPhone, television, or car, and it makes us happier for a while, but we eventually get used to those things, so we upgrade to the next gadget or gizmo. The more we have, the tougher it is to move the needle on our happiness meter. We run faster and faster without really getting anywhere. How can we get off the treadmill and actually derive some lasting happiness from the resources that we've been blessed with? Behavioral finance expert Dan Ariely says the best way to get off the hedonic treadmill and maximize happiness is to spend money on things you won't get used to. Here are 3 examples of the types of things that he's talking about. First is travel. We quickly get used to stuff, but the happiness that comes from experiences sticks with us long after the stuff is gone to the goodwill. Travel is a great example of a purchase that has a longer happiness shelf life. As Ariely says, if you're deciding between a sofa and a vacation, go for the vacation. You'll quickly get used to the sofa, but the vacation will bring long-lasting memories. A second example is learning. For example, signing up for tennis lessons or learning to play an instrument will likely yield more lasting happiness than if you spent those same dollars on a new flat-screen TV. Learning something new will keep you challenged and will give you a sense of accomplishment. It also gives you a skill that will stick with you through life. A third example is relationships. One of these side effects of a stuff-heavy life is less time for your spouse, kids, grandkids, and friends. That's because everything we own requires some of our time and money. Columnist Ellen Goodman described it this way: normal is getting dressed in clothes that you buy for work, driving through traffic in a car that you're still paying for in order to get to the job that you need so you can pay for the clothes, car, and the house that you leave empty all day in order to afford to live in it. Rather than being a slave to your stuff, focus your time and resources on building relationships instead. Go on regular dates with your spouse, take the grandkids fishing, go on a guys' or girls' trip with your friends. Those things cost money, but they'll pay dividends for years to come. So, how about you? Are you stuck on the hedonic treadmill? If so, think about how you can start spending your money in ways that will actually bring more lasting happiness. Thanks for watching, and as always, be intentional.